Greetings, friends. I'm so glad you're joining us on another daily devotion of A Look at the Book. I want to talk about starting fires. On the evening of October the 8th, 1871, a farm woman named Catherine O'Leary securely locked her cow up in the barn for the night and went to bed. Unfortunately, in her haste, Mrs. O'Leary left her lit lantern in that same barn. Her cow accidentally kicked over the lantern and it fell in a small stack of hay. The hay immediately caught fire, and the inferno rapidly spread through the barn, across Mrs. O'Leary's property, and raged down the road into the city of Chicago. It took 2 full days to finally bring the massive conflagration under control. By the time the raging fire was put out, 100,000 people were homeless, over 17,000 buildings were destroyed, and 300 people were dead. The business district in Chicago was in ruins, and it cost the city an estimated $200 million, staggering amount for that time, to repair and rebuild it. The disaster prompted an outbreak of looting and lawlessness, and soldiers were called in to enforce martial law. It is astounding that so much damage, destruction, and death could come from one small lantern falling into a stack of hay. Boy, James reminds us that little things can start fires. He reminds us that one of the smallest members of the human body has the power to set the whole world on fire. Of course, he's talking about the tongue. In the 3rd chapter of the book of James, in verses 5 and 6, James says, "Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles." He says the tongue is a fire and a world of iniquity. James is talking about that small member called the tongue. I'll go a step further. Do you realize the tongue is the meanest member of your church? It really is. It can start wars and destroy relationships. It can burn up friendships and burn down churches. James goes on to say in that chapter that the tongue is compared to an untamed beast that is full of poison. But when the tongue is controlled by Jesus, it can be a great source of blessing and encouragement. One of the greatest indications of spiritual maturity is not how we control our time or talent, it's how we control our tongue. As you kneel to pray tonight, ask God to use your tongue to glorify Him and edify